Hello. Okay, this is awkward. Okay, so to start this off, my friend Donnie got me a journal for my birthday, so I suppose I might as well write in it to pass the time. My name is Nicole Anderson. I am the driver of the Northwestern Railway's number 6 green engine. I'm sure you've read the Railway series before, and if you did, you would know this engine would be Percy.
But besides that, I work with another person on my trains, our fireman known as Donnie Harrison. The three of us get along together like a house on fire. Anyways, we work on a small branch line, which is known as the Farquhar branch, but most people refer to as Thomas's branch line, with several other engines, those being Thomas, of course, Toby, Daisy, and Mavis. But from time to time, we work on other branches, such as the Little Western, which is run by Duck, Oliver, Arthur, and the Scottish Twins. We also sometimes work on the Brendan branch, with Edward, Boko, Bill, Ben, Derek, and Salty. It's the year 2011, and not much happened since the discovery of Great Waterton back in 2008. Ever since then, the railway's been really quiet. Well, unless we count the back controller, aka Sir Top Hat, the controller of the railway, built a new facility outside of Kirk Ronan. Apparently, they're conducting some sort of experiment on stars due to Mercury or something like that. I don't know much about it, but honestly, I don't really approve of it, considering that some of the chemicals they use there are really deadly from what I heard about, but that could just be me overthinking about it. But anyways, enough of my ramblings. We just finished hunting some trucks at Rosie, so I suppose we should be off now. I'll write in this journal in case if anything interesting happens, or if I just get bored. Okay, so something did happen, and I promise I'll update this journal if anything did happen, so here you go. It's been 3 weeks since that facility was constructed at Kirk Ronan. People have reported hearing strange noises and smelling strange smells when they go to Kirk Ronan, which is honestly making me even more concerned about the chemicals they're using. Even more bad news. The mainland recently reported that one of their diesels went missing after taking a goods train to Sodor heading straight towards the facility. And honestly, I have no idea which diesel it is, since the mainland is mostly run by diesels now. It's very hard to keep track of them all. Honestly, that diesel's disappearance is making me terrified to go near that damn facility. Even more worrying news, Oliver and his crew, Jonathan and Eric, claimed that they heard some people talking in Sir Topham Hatt's office just when they were picking up passengers from Nafford. Apparently, there were two men in white clothing with badges on their shirts saying Kirk Ronan Facility. They were talking with him about how the chemicals were more radioactive than they were expecting, and they probably need to get rid of them. Like I wasn't concerned enough already. Honestly, the diesel's disappearance is making me debate if that facility is a safe thing to have on this railway. I don't know. I just really got a bad feeling about all of it. But Percy's doing fine. I heard her talking with Edward, and it looks like Edward has a similar opinion to me. It also looks like Edward has a very interesting story to tell. So, what happened yesterday afternoon? Edward was taking a goods train to Corvin's Gate. When he got there, all the little engines greeted him warmly, all except for Duncan. Boy, did he look rough. He must have seen something, but no one knows since he won't speak on it. I don't know. I just really got a bad feeling about all of it. We're busier than ever at the moment, so I'll update this journal when I can. Damn it. I think I may have been on something when I said something was off about that facility. I think the worst had just happened. We were shunting trucks in Nafford Yards. We just got a goods train ready for Emily to take to Fickerstown. Duck and Toby were there too, helping us. And all of a sudden, the alarms went off. We all looked at each other and knew something was up at Kirk Ronan. Before we knew it, Toby started racing down the line at impressive speeds. Percy, still trying to process what was going on, Duck yelled at us to come with him, and we sprinted off down the main line. Percy tried calling out to Emily to run with them, but she started puffing towards Nafford's sheds. We uncoupled Percy from the train and quickly raced off after Duck and Toby. I seriously hope to God that nothing serious happened and it was just false alarms or something. Apologies for how short this update is. I'm trying to calm down the moment. Once the alarms go off, I'll probably write again. It's been about 2 hours since the alarms went off. I'm very concerned why the alarms lasted for as long as they did. Luckily, we managed to take shelter in Henry's tunnel. The engines are in shambles, and I don't blame them. We still aren't sure if anything serious happened, but we're sure as hell ain't going back to Nafford if it did. So once we're ready, we're going to head to Ellsbridge and see if we can try to find some supplies. We're also going to spend the night in the carriage shed. Once again, I just hope the sirens malfunctioned or it was false alarms or something. Finally, something positive to write in this journal. We just arrived at Ellsbridge and we found the most glorious sight hiding in a carriage shed. I asked our crews about what had happened. We found Thomas and Oliver. They were with Toad, Annie, and Clarabelle. Man, I cannot express how quickly Duck, Toby, and Percy's faces lit up when they saw them. They were all happy to see each other. We also just got a call from Danielle's crew. They said Donna, Danielle, and Arthur are taking shelter at Callan, and the big engines are all at Tidnam Sheds or Nafford Sheds. Also, all the Nargis engines are alright. Well, all except Duncan. We decided it was best just to go to sleep and possibly try to get word on the radio if it was safe to go out tomorrow. I don't know. I just really got a bad feeling about all of it. I really hope everybody's okay. Especially Duncan. I wonder where he went. I didn't update the journal yesterday since nothing really happened, but now I'm doing it now because I feel guilty for not. Anyways, while we were all at Callan yesterday doing some shunting, the radio cracked on, saying that the alarms we heard were false and everything was completely fine. While the crew seemed relieved, me and the other engines were still suspicious why the alarms went off for so long if it was just a false alarm. The experiment in the facility is coming along pretty well, if you ignore all the chemicals. I'm very sorry if I'm sounding so paranoid about it, it's just that the sudden work is really raising my suspicion of what the people in that facility might be thinking about. We unfortunately have a goods train to take to the facility. Hopefully things go well, or this might just be the last update in this journal. I am beyond terrified. I'm shaking, and it's incredibly hard to write, but I'll try my best. So the goods train we need to take to the facility. Percy was too scared to go near the dank facility, and honestly, I don't blame her. So Boko, who was heading in the same direction, decided to help us out by taking our goods train to the facility. We thanked Boko and got ready for the return journey, as Boko started off towards the facility with the freight cars.
Ah, shit. I knew I should have checked up on the engine. Oh no! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
As we got ready to leave, we heard a loud explosion in the distance, and then the alarms went off. At first, Donnie, who was listening to music, assumed that it was just another false alarm, but I wasn't risking it. I told him to shuffle in more coal quickly, and thank God he did. We looked down the branch line and saw several stars reaching the sky. I slammed Percy into full throttle, and we rocketed out of Telestorp and towards the main line, hearing Boko scream in agony as we passed through the junction. He must have got the full effects of the star's chemicals, judging by how close he was. As we passed through Balladrin, I saw the stars were spreading incredibly quickly. Then, I heard Percy shouting. I looked forward to see Oliver, the Great Western Engine, head in the opposite direction. Percy tried her best to give Oliver a warning, but she was cut off by Oliver's scream. We assumed the worst that Oliver and Tober lost causes too. We just hope Danielle and Donna will be alright without them if they are, as well as Duck. Once we neared Marin, we saw people who were waiting for a train, panicking on the platform. We whistled and yelled for them to get to safety as we rocketed through. Donnie was scared now. He had pure terror on his face. Same with Percy. As we rocketed over Gordon's Hill, I began to realize we were running low on coal. And that's when we noticed that the points were switched to the Brendan branch. That's where Donnie noticed Lois in the signal box. Digging quickly, he pulled the whistle chain as hard as he dared to let Lois know to switch the points. And thank God she did. Otherwise, we would have derailed and probably would have been dead by now. Eventually, we arrived at Henry's forest, and we pulled into his siding. Luckily, the trees protect us from the stars, just as the stars reached us. We're safe now, but we're far from okay. Donnie's currently panicking in the bush. Percy's crying because she couldn't warn Oliver in time. And I'm in a mix of both. We're waiting for the alarms and these stars to pass so we can go out and find some supplies. I'll update this journal once we find out if it will be safe or not to go out. We've been sitting in this forest for almost 5 hours, and we still haven't heard if it's safe to go out. On a positive note, I got Donnie to stop panicking, and I got Percy to stop crying, but she's still extremely upset about Oliver and Boko. I am too. I just want to get out of this forest. Well, we got good news and we got some bad news. The good news is Donnie still has his phone. The bad news is I dropped my phone while we were racing through Kildane, so I can't contact anybody. This is making me feel even more upset. But luckily, we got news on Donnie's phone saying that the star's radiation had went down, but the mutation level was unknown. We decided to head out. A very risky decision, I know, but if we want to find a place to sleep tonight, we cannot sleep in the forest. We don't know what's lurking here, so we have to leave.
We're going to be trekking back to Wellsworth, since it's the closest station to us. I'll update this once we arrive.
Control.
Well, we arrived at Wellsworth, and what can I say? Wasn't nothing pretty. Everyone on the platform was either dead or mutated. There was this one man who lost all of his legs and was just crawling around. His eyes were a bright white, and blood emitted from his mouth along with a huge tongue. I looked at Donnie, and we silently agreed on what to do. He pulled out his gun and shot the mutant dead, along with anyone else that had been infected by the stars. Percy started crying afterwards, saying that they wouldn't be dead if we just picked them up on the way. We tried to convince Percy we wouldn't have been able to help them if we tried. We did find some more ammunition, as well as a timetable, but we soon left. We couldn't keep looking at all the dead corpses. We went to the nearby yards to try to find Edward or Derek, if anyone else that might have been stationed there. We found signs of no one, which made myself and Percy feel even more upset.
Seeing the yard quiet also brought me another question. What is life on the railways going to be like after this? We can't keep going for today, so we stopped at Wellsworth for the rest of the day. Hopefully this nightmare will end soon, but that's unlikely.
It's about 10 o'clock at night now. Donnie and Percy have fallen asleep, but I just can't. I'm worried sick about everybody. My family, my friends. I just really hope they're okay. Like I said before, I dropped my cell phone while we were running through Kildane, so I can't really contact anybody. I'm gonna try my best to go to sleep now, because I assume we're gonna have a very big day ahead of us tomorrow.
Personal hell, I'll bury it. Weight of the world, I'll carry it. Pile it all on, I've gotta be strong for somebody. My personal hell, I'll bury it. Weight of the world, I'll carry it. Pile it all on, I've gotta be strong for somebody. Put my pain in a pill, I'll swallow it. Too numb to feel, I'm hollow, I have to hold on. I gotta be strong for somebody else.